Yo, what's good?
What's goody? What's goody?
How you doing, my brother?
I'm alright, man. A little chilly, but I'm warming up.
Here you go. Another Breaking the Narrative podcast, BTN for short, and I'm Teddy.
And I'm Mark Anthony.
And today, since it's just the two of us again, we're gonna talk about something that maybe Mike wouldn't particularly like to talk about or want us talking about. But he would laugh and joke about it, though, nonetheless.
With his quips.
So we're gonna talk about being bachelors, man.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a bachelor per se.
You're a bachelor,
but I am in the single life.
Yeah, that's what bachelor means. But
I don't know, like the way I kind of look at bachelors is like they kind of playing the game a bit. But
I mean, that's what single people do, though. That's what a bachelor is.
I'm not as active.
A bachelor is a male who has never been married before. Is single and never been married.
Oh yeah, well then I'm definitely a bachelor.
So by definition, you're a bachelor.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and a bachelor is also a degree that you get when you graduate college too. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, the weird concept of that, man. You know.
Well, one word means two vastly different things. That's crazy. So we're gonna talk about the first definition of bachelor, which is and before we even get into it, the dictionary lists like the relationship bachelor as the first definition. So like, are they trying to say like that's more important than the bachelor from the school, or shouldn't that have been first?
Oh shit, man! Typically, it would make sense in the world that we live in now.
Yeah, like okay, this is a degree that you get from school, and then this is the same. But it was like the guy definition was first, so that's interesting. I always look at little things like that, like what did they deem was more important? You know what I'm saying? Like
whatever somebody felt first.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into like what our ideal bachelor pad would look like. First, that's what we're gonna talk about. So let's say you had, you was way well off for yourself. Let's say you had like $1 million. I know you're not gonna buy $1 million home, but say you had like $1 million and you were single, young guy like you are now. You're looking to either build up or go purchase a home. And what would you do? Would you do pools, movie theater? What would go into Mark's bachelor pad?
As far as the movie theater, it sounds great, but at the same time, I ain't got that many friends. So
right, yeah, but whole theater, yeah, okay.
And on top of that, yeah, man, being single and all that, man, it's just gonna be like, yeah, man, you want to go watch some Netflix in the theater? I mean, which would be pretty cool if you know that's actually gonna happen. But
you would do that? You would do like you and the female and like the whole theater setup?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
If that's the mood that she wants to feel, but other than that, it's just like, man, if you got a nice, comfortable, clean living room or whatever with an ACV in there and all that stuff, like why not?
If you got a movie theater in your house, I'm quite sure the living room is.
I mean, they say
nice.
Use it or lose it. It's there for a reason, I guess.
Okay.
But so I've always found myself to kind of live like in a modern type of studio apartment, kind of like the ones you'll see in New York.
Okay.
Where it's literally like the whole big apartment, kind of like with the wood floors or whatever, kind of like the modern rustic build with the staircases or whatever, like for a loft area or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like I always find myself picture myself in an apartment like that. And then, you got the nice big windows where you can, like, step over to them and see the city and shit. But,
you kind of want like that Hey Arnold setup.
Yeah, it's almost something like that. Yeah, man. But kind of like, I don't know. Like, I was watching Power once, and I seen Tommy's apartment. I was just like, that's the kind of apartment I would see myself in.
I never watched Power, so
Yeah. But you know, more, for those who know, a little more cleaned up and shit like that. But you know, my bachelor pad, of course, is just gonna you know, really go to the lifestyle. You gonna see gym equipment. You gonna see a heavy bag in there and shit. It's definitely gonna be fixed up to have a bit of feng shui, because that's what I'm on.
Okay.
You know, I'm trying to be on my feng shui. So you might see somewhere like I try to incorporate like a little inside garden type of shit in there, you know, fountains and everything like that. I gotta have my quiet area or whatever where I can just sit and have my haikus. So a pool, maybe. I mean, I'm not too big on swimming.
Okay.
But like I said, if I'm having people over, you know, I definitely, you know, I'll have
female. If you have female though.
Yeah, I'll definitely indulge.
Indoor or outdoor?
It'll probably have to be outdoor.
Okay.
I ain't too fond of indoor pools for some reason.
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna say indoor.
Even though it's like really convenient. Now, if it's a heated pool, yeah. But it's just like one of them standard pools where it's just like room temperature and shit. Nah.
But that would be heated, kinda, sorta.
All right, man.
I mean, if you talk about heated, you just want a jacuzzi or something. Then
that too. Yeah. I might have to have a hot box in there too.
Sauna.
Oh, sauna box for those them smokers out there. Like, oh man, hot box, man, shit, man, the things I do.
I gotta represent for the non-smokers and who don't know the terminology.
Yeah, I definitely will have that in there. You know, I don't know. Mine's is kind of like it's kind of standard. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gonna wow the girl with simplicity outside. It's definitely gonna be simplicity, but it's just gonna be really modern. Everything's just gonna have a set area though. Like I said, it's gonna be my meditation. A meditation area. I'm gonna have a little office, my little study, if you will. A couple bookcases with a desk and computer or whatever there.
There you go. Okay.
I might have some nice little plants around that too. I gotta really feel the feel. I really like to feel my environment, even if I'm by myself.
Okay.
So, there's gonna be that. Then of course, I'm gonna have my little nature section. You know, have like some fish tanks and and terrariums. You know.
Okay.
You know, I love my animals, man.
So much for the simplicity. Now you're getting fancy. Now here you go. Okay.
Yeah, I love my animals, man. So I gotta have my terrariums and all that. I'm definitely gonna be one of them bachelors to have a dog.
Yeah.
I'm the German Shepherd guy.
Okay, that's nice.
Sure. Or something, you know what I'm saying? I gotta have me and my dog, man. You know, I'm definitely one of those. Or if it's not the apartment or condo or whatever, or a simple little house build, it is gonna be like a house with a lot of land. I'm already big on having land, period, even for a family.
Same way.
But yeah, you know, I would like to have land. Again, me and my dog or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I do like nature as well. If I'm next to a good place that got some good creeks or lakes or whatever, you know, that's an area that I could really enjoy because I like to think.
Right.
So, it's gonna seem like I have a bit of a woman's touch, and that's just typically because like I really am into decorating. Like if I have everything that I want and need, I would decorate and deck the shit out of my place.
Okay.
And also I took interior design, so you know the woman's touch, quote unquote, will be there. Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't know what really is the typical, like the guy spot. Yeah.
The bachelor or I kind of feel like it just varies. Like
it's definitely my place. Definitely not gonna look like a frat house.
I wouldn't think that, but I think it just varies on what it really just portray heavily what the guy's really into, and then, like you said, it'll sprinkle in like some type of woman's touch.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you don't want to bring a female there, and it's just a bunch of guy
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm always decorating and rearranging according to the comfortability of the what if female
Right.
being there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I feel like I would have like a lot of stuff centered around things that I like, but I feel like as far as like the female's touch thing, I would throw in some nice furniture. You know.
I'm gonna have some art in there. Some art. And
I'm-
some statues. Not like big statues, but
I wouldn't go statues, but art, yeah.
yeah.
Because you was already saying fountains and everything. I'm like, yeah, this nigga wilding. Like, but I like the fountains, but at the same time, and maybe it changes if you get like a lot of money. But my mindset is like that's probably gonna be too expensive. Which is also why I was thinking about the movie theater thing too. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, I definitely just like to keep it simple because
Yeah.
the simpler, the more money you'll still have. But you know,
if you got it, you got it.
certain stuff you really would just have to like really use it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I don't have enough people to fill up a theater.
Yeah, bro. Like typical home theaters is like 6 to 8 people.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I've been saying
for theaters that I've in home theaters that I've seen. Yeah.
Well, I have that. Yeah, I've seen celebs that have close to like Magic Johnson done.
What for, bro?
like you just
That's like, if anything, you have an early release
and that might
of
be
a movie that you in, but like, how often would you have to have those to keep using that? Like,
Yeah,
you don't need a whole theater in your joint.
You would think not. That's what I was saying. Like I was like, if you got a nice living room where you can comfortably put like 100-inch TV or something, and you know how like, cause me, I don't have any because they're so expensive. But if I was to get like money, sectional sofas. Like, I've seen some crazy looking sectional sofas.
Yeah, man. I've definitely peeped some joints that I want.
Yeah.
I've been bookmarked. I've been kind of window shopping like hell off of the internet.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yep.
Like, it's crazy. It's some crazy sectional sofas out there. And I would have like a living room full of like Jones or whatever. Just the. Because I feel like with me, I have a game room. I mean, that's given with any guy. I kind of feel like that's almost given. If you play video games, you have a game room.
Yeah. I definitely will have a game room, a little office,
Yeah, like you said, nice little workout area.
Gotta have that, man.
Me, I don't need the pool. The only reason I would do the pool is because of like females.
The fun time.
That would be my.
But like, I could always leave the pool out. But no, one thing though, I'm definitely getting my hot tub. I need my jacuzzi, bro. I could definitely enjoy that by myself.
And it's like you can, but it's like
Nah, I will not low key, high key, sit in the hot tub and drink wine by myself.
yeah,
That's part of the feng shui.
yeah. So you got it, and I maybe I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain purchases I be making solely on the fact that I know a girl's gonna like this, and that would be one of them. I couldn't buy a jacuzzi like this. Yeah, I just want a jacuzzi. In the store, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be hitting shorty in this joint. You know what I mean?
See, like, yeah, we definitely got two different mindsets. Because I'm sitting there thinking, like, bro, like, if you got that workout, man, that jacuzzi gonna come in handy after that workout.
And that's true too.
Yeah.
But until you just told me that, I would have had to discover that on my own. Like, okay, well, I can use this for this too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have just been one day I would have been sore as hell from working out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, damn, the jacuzzi. All right, this do feel a little better. But Now I know because you just told me. But if you wouldn't have just told me,
It's definitely gonna be like, yeah, man. I'm trying to get Shorty up in this.
I'd have boiled off the stripper, and
about to make some soup.
But that's how life work, though. Like you'll buy for one reason, and then it just teach you another. Okay, well I can use it for this too. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. Like, but nah, I jacuzzi, the pool. It's just like maybe I'm just that corrupted already or something. Like me saying, yeah, put the pool outside. All I'm thinking about is like bikinis and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like you said, I'm not no big swimmer. I haven't been since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like you said, a lot of land. Like it all comes down to like how much money I got. Because if I got a lot of money, there's a outside chance I might be on some foolery. Like some Michael Jackson type of foolery. Like I might need my own amusement parks now.
Man, shoot, man. That's a lot to maintain by yourself.
I wouldn't be by myself. I feel like I would have a team of people. Like I said, it would depend on the money though.
Okay.
Because if I ain't got a lot of money, I'll take a Hey Arnold setup. You know what I'm saying?
Which for real ain't bad. Like,
nah,
depends on the area that you grew up in. And
if Hey Arnold's room was like its own apartment and not a part of a boarding house, you wouldn't take that?
Facts. Yeah, I mean, I would. Like, his house looked, his room looked hella comfy.
Yeah,
like he had the little joint where you could see the stars and all that shit.
That's just fine. Yeah, got the couch come out the wall and all that. Now I don't need all that kind of work.
Yeah, bro.
But
like that man, the way he had access for his shit, bro. I was just like, man, if I was him as a kid, bro,
climb up on the roof, right
yeah,
there, like right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just when you said New York, that's what reminded me of like. Of that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because allegedly that's where they was at in that show, but nah. All right, so let me ask you this question, right? Let's say you got the bachelor pad situated, the feng shui and all of that is squared away. You know, you good. So, what would be the process of like? With the female coming to the bachelor pad, like what's the ideal? What's the date night inside the bachelor pad?
So what you mean, like what it would look like, or how would I get to that point?
Like what like what do you? I'm not gonna. I guess you could say what it would look like. Yeah.
It's definitely I don't want to say simple, but the table setup, the wine glasses and everything. Like now, if I do got a good spot, either like if I like a big enough patio area or whatever, or just like a nice general area, because I want her to be able to see the stars. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Definitely want to have a dinner under the stars. And so I definitely do believe in the table setup with the wine and everything like that.
Candles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most definitely.
I'm just making sure.
I'm definitely, I'm big on candles just by myself alone.
Yeah, me too.
But, yeah, it's definitely have the candles going and everything like that. A little music.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a great setting. I for sure I know I just want it at night. It seems more suitable at night. Like I mean, for those who do it in the day, I think it's just you got to be really good at that because it's more to try to pull off during the day, and people are more active. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But nighttime sometimes, depending on where you are, it's a little more quiet.
Yeah, everything's more subtle.
Yeah, easier to focus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the setting is already there. You got the stars there. If you're in the city, you got the lights, the nice lights from the city itself.
Yeah, hopefully.
The moonlight or whatever,
Okay.
Um, and that generally it just goes for itself. So that's just like the dinner process after the communication and the likes and dislikes or whatever, depending on if this is date number 1 or 2.
Yeah, nah, definitely number one. Let's just do number one.
Yeah. So it's definitely the breakdown. You know, definitely gonna have to cook for her, obviously.
Oh, we can get to that. We can get to it.
Yeah, man.
So what's the first meal? What's the first meal for date number one? Do you come out the gate like with your go-to meal, or do you like what's the thought process?
Oh yeah, well see, I'm a firm believer of just eating good. Period. So
Okay.
I ain't gonna gradually just get better.
No, I'm just saying like everybody got like a specialty where it's just like I can't miss with this. Like, do you come out the gate with your best meal off bucks, or is it just like?
So I make, depending on what she eat.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I make fire salmon.
Okay.
Salmon meal. Of course with some great sides or whatever. Like the sides is never gonna be the same. So I definitely mix it up with the sides.
So salmon, and then however you feeling that day.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I got. Some filet mignon maybe.
Okay.
To keep it typical, because that can go a very long way. Like literally, I made some filet mignon the other day, and I shared it with my friends last night. They loved it.
Okay.
Fucking loved it. One of the girls just like, yeah, this is good. I was like, man, you ain't gotta gas me up. She was like, nah, trust me. If I ain't like it, I'll tell you. But this was fine. I was like, I appreciate that. So, or we can go with the Italian.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like you can't really go wrong with the Italian. Like I said, unless she a picky eater, but other than that, I probably go with the Italian too.
Yeah. I I think more than likely, first date wise, I will always lead off with like Italian, because it gives you so much like versatility.
Yeah.
Like you could be fancy and simple at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can make lasagna. Lasagna in hindsight is very simple, but because it's not normalized to really make it at home, it's fancy.
Yeah, I'll go straight for the Alfredo.
Right. It's so like it give you so many options.
And on top of that, Alfredo alone, like chicken Alfredo, shrimp Alfredo, broccoli and Alfredo.
Yeah.
Like
like steak.
like you definitely, yeah.
Like it's just that would definitely be like my lead off meal. It would definitely be something Italian. Because you could just, and then it's like no matter with what, because even back to the lasagna, it's different types of lasagna you can make.
Yeah.
You can make pizza lasagna. You can make
or chicken,
vegan, or vegetable. You know what I'm saying? Like it's spinach. You can like it's just anything Italian. It just gives you so much like versatility.
And also for it's like you really got to know how to color your plate. Like you really, the presentation is key,
Right?
For sure. You know what I'm saying? Because it shows them that you really put some thought into it. Right. Just like the whole table, that plate is part of the table. So how you color your plate and everything like that, put that plate together, it goes with that table.
Right.
And so like me, I'm a bit of a person who like, I'm big on taste. What like what we drinking has to go in combination of what it is that we eating.
Yeah. And you already said wine, so that would be perfect.
Now I'm typically a red wine person.
Okay.
Now, if I was doing like the Alfredo, I have to go with the white wine, the bubbly. Slightly sweet, not too dry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So red wine is too sweet, or
No, I mean,
Well,
well,
Alfredo.
typically, like a lot of red wines, it's a dry, bitter taste.
Okay.
Now, if you was to do red wine, of course, you know, you want that's where like the steak come in. You can do steak and red wine.
Yeah, I feel like you could do like outside of Alfredo. I feel like you could do like lasagna and red wine, maybe.
Yeah.
See, because I'm thinking, and I'm like, see, I don't drink, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't do soda, obviously. I mean, I can drink soda, but I'm like, for something as like presentation that you really just trying to put on very strongly,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it has to be something like a wine. But for somebody who doesn't drink, what would you like substitute in?
So, fruit juices. Women like fruit juices. Like every single time I'm out with a female friend, give me something fruity. And for real, that's what they really just want. It's not like you don't have to have the alcohol or for anything or whatever. It's something fruity. If you really know how to like make a combination of great fruit juices and like not like, of course you want to go for the quality of things. So if you actually make the juices from fruit, that's your best way to go.
Yeah, I can tell you that. I can tell you right now, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I'm like, yeah, I made this grape juice, girl. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying. I would definitely just go for that. Now, grape juice itself probably would be the best bet if you're just doing juices itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times, like there are some wines that taste just like grape juice.
Yeah, I had a wine.
They be like, damn, you wouldn't even think this is wine. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, it's a great substitute. And of course, an explanation of like, as to why you're not drinking or you're indulging in certain things, it's understandable. Especially if she knows that that's what comes with you.
Right.
So you're finding an alternative, which also she might even find cute.
Yeah, first, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, well, yeah, that's cute. That's an attempt. You creative. You still making it happen. It's not the real deal, but it's like it's the substitute. Like grape juice, wine. All right, cool. Yeah, boom.
Yeah, grape juice. Grape juice for the red wine. Apple juice for the white wine.
Or water.
I mean that to me, because that would be like, without a question, that would be already included in the meal.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're gonna have like 2 glasses. You know what I'm saying?
And some women like are really set for that. Now it's about also how you garnish it, like how you dress it up. Dress it with a cucumber. Some people are just fine with the lemon or whatever.
I do lemon.
Like like you infusing a little bit of fruit with it. You straight.
Right.
Like you can dress it up just as nice.
Yeah.
And just go with that. Some people just like go with a tonic water or whatever. Like with a little bit of.
Take this lemon in this umbrella.
Yeah, something.
Be all right.
It would really typically depend on the woman itself. Some people just like, damn, there's just water. But at the same time, like on the slide, you be like, well, here's the benefit. I mean, you still keeping your skin clear.
Well, no, what I was saying is like water would come with the meal, plus that other drink we was talking about.
Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, so it probably would just be like water, or maybe the juice. That is like a good idea when I'm thinking about it now. Or if I'm pressed to just have it look like something, just get ginger ale.
Mm.
That looks like drink. You know what I'm saying? So definitely. But for me, for the most part, it probably would just be water. Even if we do have a nice big house with all of this and that, I'm like a waterhead. So
yeah, man, people got, like I said, just learn how to cold press.
Right.
Cold press and everything, bro, and like just know your taste buds and your ingredients, man. You could really make things taste great. Cause that's generally what people just go for. Like you can go do something and not get drunk. That's what virgin versions of drinks are made for.
Virgin Mary.
Yeah, bro. Like
Virgin Daiquiris.
they just want the taste.
Yeah.
And feel like they drinking something. you're not gonna really know the difference unless you're just like, yeah, man, I'm trying to get lushed. Like,
Yeah. So, ideally, you said you want the first date to happen at night, right?
mm-hmm.
So, how long, at least from in your opinion and your perspective, should the first date last? Like, let's say date time starts at 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
What time is date night over?
It depends on how well it goes.
Okay.
I would say the dinner process will probably be at least an hour.
Facts. I agree.
You know, because like I said, you having a conversation, you figuring things out, having some laughter or whatever, enjoying the environment, the music. Hell, it got enough space for it, and she's really into the music. Have a little dance session for about 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
If at that. Or, you know, hell, 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be that long.
Right.
Depending on how much she's feeling you or whatever, and how you feeling at the time, like, you know, I'd probably say give it take about 3 hours. Because if she wanted to stay by, hey, would you like to watch a movie or something?
Oh yeah.
You know,
probably more than that there.
Yeah, you know, I would definitely say about like at least 3 hours.
So is there any boundaries? Like,
and this is for a home. Like if you're having your date night
the first date is the first. Well, all right. So, cause saying it out loud makes it sound like kind of different. So, having the first date is okay at home if it's like that kind of home, right? Because if it's that kind of home, you're pretty much set up like a restaurant anyway.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
you're talking about seeing the stars.
Yeah, or like it doesn't even have to be that. Now that's my preference,
right.
But you know, there's other people who can like make it awesome at an actual house. Like I said, you know, have dinner or whatever. You can have a dinner and a movie at the same time.
Facts.
Because like if you're in a house,
I mean, which is what we do now.
Yeah, if you got like a dining room and shit like that, you don't want to just like, well, just sitting there in the dining room in the quiet or whatever.
Right.
I'm assuming you're gonna have some music playing, but you know, you might you next to a living room, you might want to have the TV on and watching a movie while you eat and talk. And see, for real, that there builds a bond because that's associating two social settings.
Right.
You know, eating is a social setting, and you're feeling good because you're eating. You're having that serotonin going.
Right.
And then also, like, if you're watching a good movie, whether it's exciting or laughter, and I always say it's either going to be a really good action movie. If she's into stuff, like certain stuff, you don't want it to be, like, super big explosions or whatever, something with dramatics in it.
Right.
Or something funny. You can't really go wrong with funny on the first date.
Yeah, I was about to say that would be my pick, the funny thing.
So, you know, you're just building up the positive, happy vibes and shit like that. Like, because sometimes, like, you don't even know where the person might be coming from. They might have had a hard day at work, but then you come to your house at night. You're helping her relieve from all that stress, like that tough day. That there also can bring you closer. Just like, damn, man, like I had a shit day, and when I went to this guy's house, I felt great.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So is there a boundary though? Like, is there too much that you could do on the first date? Like, are you having sex on the first date?
For those who go for that, I mean, hey, you're adults, and you do what you do. I don't have to have sex on the first day.
Would you want to? All right, so let me.
It depends. It depends on the chemistry.
Let me ask you this.
I'm not saying that I'm totally against it.
All right, cool. So because I was about to ask, would you, if the girl wanted to have sex with you on the first date, would you still take her just as serious in pursuing a relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely would.
So you don't feel like that's too fast?
Thinking about it, considering it, yes. There is going to be that moment where it's like, damn, like, did we just do that? Then it's going to be like, damn, we did that.
Yeah.
So, but as far as me like taking her seriously, still yes. Like me personally, I know why I started this. I started it for a reason. I'm not typically a person to go for something that I don't want.
Okay.
Like I'm a little set in my ways for that. So, it's the objective is still going to carry on to continue to see you more, to build something, build a bond, and all that. Because for real, somewhat the date. If you're coming to my home, that's kind of a bit of the process of a relationship for me anyway. Not where without the title and all this other stuff, but it's just like, yeah, man, like you're in my house.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know,
You
obviously
what
we're
I'm saying?
assuming
Like, that's serious.
we're assuming like a lot of things led up to this date night. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you just. I am gonna say it does happen. So anybody that it's happened to is a different scenario. But it's not like you just went to the grocery store this morning. Like, yo, you should come to my house tonight for a date. And then it just, you know what I'm saying? Now, it does happen that way.
Yeah.
But in our scenario, we're like clearly stating that it was some work put into like setting up this entire first date. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
So there's no boundaries for you on the like y'all can go to the moon and back on the first night. Like there's no because for me,
it's a rare thing though. Like and the only reason why I say that because it's like that's something that I'm not going to try to make a habit of. Like that's not my mission. Okay. Now if it happens, it happens.
Right.
And that's where I am with that. Like if it happens, it happens, but it does not have to happen. The mission is just to have a great night.
Right.
Just to enjoy each other's company and have a positive mending.
And my mission would be to like you said earlier, would be to just have good vibes and then try to get to learn because it's the first date. Then just try to get to learn like the basics of a person just to see like are y'all cores going to be compatible. You know what I mean? So you had some good ideas like I didn't get a chance to speak on. You had some good ideas as far as like the dancing and that really was like something that like going further that would be a nice wrinkle to throw in. You know what I'm saying? But it's like for me my mindset is like if I have sex with you on the first night that's too fast and doubt is going to creep into my mind. And I feel like whether it's right or wrong, I feel like I'll start spiraling downward from that point on. Because I guess the insecurity, I guess you can call it insecurity, because my mindset is like this, right? If you sleep with me on the first date, who else is getting the first date?
Exactly. I was just about to ask you that. Like, yeah, would you start thinking that how many people she did that with, or was this all she wanted?
Right. And then it's just like, at that point, because it happened so fast, you don't have no choice but to listen to what they telling you.
Yeah.
Because you haven't seen any, you haven't been around long enough to see any patterns or to see like red flags or anything like that. Yeah. So you're like at the off bucks, you're like, I'm at the mercy of this person. Damn, I just hope she, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally get that. Because it's like now you are serious,
right?
And yeah, that's why like I used to say numerous times before when we talked that like really I'm not big on one night stands because you don't know like who's gonna get caught up, whether it's you or that person.
If we agree to that, that's something different. If we're both pursuing a relationship, I mean, it's
you would rarely see me agree to that.
A one night stand?
Yeah. Like if it's if it's a situation where I know for a fact that we are not going to see each other again, maybe. And that's me because, like I said, I hold myself to greater discipline than that now. I try to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a challenge. It's a challenge.
So, and there amongst other thoughts like, man, could they have had something this and this. And if something was to go wrong, I'm thinking of, man, well, damn, like, who I have sex with last week.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
I didn't even think of that.
so it's shit like that.
I wasn't even thinking about it. That's good you think about that. I wasn't even thinking about that.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't want that going on either. You know what I'm saying? But like,
and then your first, damn.
it's like literally, it would have to be something that is like almost that you don't even know that you're doing. Like, you kind of like, it's like you there, but at the same time, when you come into full fruition, you're just like, yo, like, this is happening. Like, yo, what are we doing? Kind of thing. Because like, that's what I would believe what natural instinct is. It's like doing something without actually know that you're really doing it. Like
yeah,
that
technically that is natural.
Yeah, the state of flow. Like, it's like almost unsubconscious.
But you know you're doing that though.
Yeah, it's like the body knows you doing it.
You know it,
And the mind is like sometimes you getting carried away into the bliss of the moment. Like, it's just kind of like an in and out kind of thing. Not like in and out, like literally, like not like hit it and quit it, but like your mind is then coming and going because you're just so caught up in that moment.
That's because you on the fence.
On the fence?
Yeah, because it's a battle. When you say your mind goes in and out, that's because a battle's going on, and maybe a piece of you is thinking like, "Damn, I do want this," and then a piece of you is like, "Yo, it can't happen this fast. It cannot happen this fast."
But at the same time, it's kind of like the too good to be true kind of feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's just
And
like you're like you be wondering like, damn, like dog, like is this chemistry really like this right now?
Right, and it's like. I just feel like that's too fast. I'm like, but it also depends too, cause it's like I feel like that's a part of the territory when it comes like if you're a bachelor.
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility though.
Yeah. But see, I wasn't thinking nothing about it, like when you was like you might wake up with something and you gotta think like, damn. And then you gonna start thinking like that's why she gave it up so fast. This bitch got something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't know. Nah, cause I'm trying to. I would have to go into the first date with that being on a list of things I wanted to do tonight. For me to do it on the first date. And odds are, if that was on my list of things to do tonight, even though it's a first date, I'm not planning on having many of these with you. But that's just me, though.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I'm saying? Because if we build in like a foundational relationship, and the cliche is together forever. Why it doesn't have to happen on the first night. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I feel like it should be, to me it would be like a window. If the date starts at 8 and you said 11, and that's kind of like stretching it for me. But we could say 11. Let's say 3 hours. But it because I also felt like, all right, so I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm not gonna say no names, but I'm gonna tell you a story about like one of my recent like date nights, and this is like late last year, right? And mind you, we don't have the nice houses and all of that and the mansions that we talked about, so I'm just regular me here. You know what I'm saying? Forestville. So this started around 9. And this was, we haven't seen each other in years. I used to like you back in high school. We used to be super cool. He's like, oh yeah, I used to be feeling you too. Is the vibe still the same? And I'm like, it's only one way to find out. You know what I mean? So after a couple of phone conversations, it's like, oh yeah, let's link up and have some dinner or something. You know what I mean? It's like, cool. And I'm like, all right, what's your favorite food? Oh, spaghetti. Okay, cool. I can make that. So at the time, it was like, because a couple of years ago, I was dealing with like health issues slightly. I monitored and I had to basically rework the way that I make stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I cut out like a lot of like salt. So a lot of my food don't really be like super seasoned. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so, because mind you, this was like I said, this was like last year. This year, I'm kind of back to cooking like regular. I just monitor everything.
Right.
So, make the spaghetti, and I communicate. I don't drink. So, what's your favorite drink outside of like liquor?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, iced tea or lemonade. So me, all right, bet I'm gonna get both. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna get both.
All right.
Right, and so end up getting both. The iced tea was what's it called? Pure Leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, got that. And the lemonade was, I forget what the lemonade was. It's something similar to Pure Leaf, but I don't think it's called Pure Leaf. But it comes in like the clear bottle and it got the green top.
Simply.
Yep. Yeah, that junk. Yep. So got that. Throw it up in the freezer for a little while. You know me, like we said earlier in the beginning, big on candles. Got the whole candle blend popping all. You know what I'm saying? So now the process was this. In my mind, once she agreed to dinner, I already had in my mind I wanted to see how far I could take things.
Mm-hmm.
Because I hadn't seen her since school. So to me, no disrespect, she was like house money. I haven't seen her since school. I ain't know Lord knows the next time I'm gonna see her.
Right.
I'm trying to go all out tonight. You know what I'm saying? If she either gonna be with it or she not. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And in the process, we gonna have a good time anyway.
Yeah.
So, long story short, we end up having sex.
Okay.
And I went into it in the back of my mind, which she probably did too, looking at hindsight, like, it's risky, but I don't plan on really, I'm not going to marry shorty. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not about to get married. Like, she's coming over here. First date night.
Mm-hmm.
And she's eating. We vibing. We laughing and joking. And then, you know how guys do. You throw your jokes out there, and then you just slide out a sexual joke. You know how,
Testing the waters.
Yeah, I'm testing the waters. And then she throw one back. It's like, all right, cool. So the jokes, we could joke. And then you start getting a slightly touchy-feely. And then the reaction from that just says it all. Like, okay, this can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then it happened.
Now, do you think possibly that she had an intention to do that herself as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was more of a mutual thing for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Both of y'all was just like, yeah, man, like, live or let lie.
Yeah. Because come to find out, she's like, out there. But that's okay with me. Because, like I said, now I could have communicated, because you know how girls be, well, if you wanted this, you could have just let me know up front and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I be having to tell, like, some of my female friends, like, yo, guys don't do that because y'all be lying. And he's gonna do what he feels puts the best odds in his favor to get you, which is you posting every day on social media what it takes to get you.
That part, bro. Oh, man. I got so much shit to say about that, but yeah, that shit be crazy, yo. I've seen people like, he's the one, he's this and this and this and this and this. every day you posted what you wanted.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what you
I
want.
done screenshotted everything, shawty.
It's just a matter of like how them being the first one to do it if they get the chance or whatever. Like once you make yourself available to that,
it's a wrap.
like you already put the game sheet out there.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
And that's why I try to tell people, bro, stop putting that shit on social media. Even me personally, like I rarely post what I'm thinking or feeling, but there have been times that I did, and I was just like, people don't need to see that. Why do they need to know that?
Yeah.
At first, it was just like, like sometimes like certain things were being said because I was coming from a hurt place. I was just like, man, like for real. No matter if I put it on social media or hold it in, I'm still gonna be hurting by myself.
Yeah.
So what is the point? And it's just like at this point, you kind of typically looking for sympathy. Now, I've had considered and thought back on it sometimes because I've seen it work for some people. Where they were just like, yeah, like they found somebody because they kept posting certain stuff out there. Now, I mean, if you typically want to post what you want, then sure.
Yeah, it's just risky.
But at the same time, like you do have to remember, you're leaving yourself susceptible and open to any type of body to come in with that because you gave everyone that rap sheet.
The blueprint, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, man.
You follow a chick for like a month, 30 days, you get the screenshot and everything, you could just...
I was going to say something, but I ain't going to try to cause no tidal waves right now in some people's relationships.
Oh, yeah. It's done frequently now. It's just...
yeah, man, like, and I ain't going to say that. I'm going to leave it alone.
Yeah, But yeah, I feel like if we're pursuing somebody super serious, and I guess maybe I just need to recalibrate or update the mindset of that because a lot of people nowadays are having sex on the first date to the point where it's damn near getting normalized. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'm just behind the times with certain things, which I am sometimes, but.
Nah, you ain't behind the times, bro. You're definitely not behind the times, bro. It's literally just like, for one, I get it because it's very rare that it's actually the real chemistry of that.
Right.
For it to be a long-term thing.
Right.
But also you got to consider you're building a relationship off of that. Like now,
because that's when the first date. That's a foundation.
Yeah, you kind of, and I really do believe in like, it's fun and it feels better to let the pressure build up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Work your way to that point because now it's just like, one, you're kind of figuring it out. Two, you're kind of seeing you're weeding out the problems to see if they're gonna be there or not.
Yeah,
but typically, most people that's their mission. All right, this is what I wanted for real. It wasn't even the relationship. We just had to talk in the relationship thinking that that's where it's going to have to go to. No, but we just wanted the sex.
right.
And there it is.
So what happens like if you have sex on the first date and turns out you're not compatible, but the sex is so good. Now you've created a whole nother monster.
Now you have to chase after somebody who's running away from you half the time.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta pull all these strings and create these algorithms to get them going to want to come to you or whatever. It's just like and it's a tick for tack type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. For all that, you might as well be in a relationship and like that. But now, like you're sharing that with other people because you're not the only one,
right?
Or at least if you are, it might not be for long.
If it happens that fast, yeah, because it's like, and imagine all the mental like wars that you'll be at with yourself. Because the only thing that you're gonna keep thinking, the first thing you're gonna keep thinking is, damn, she gave it to me on the first night,
and she ain't here with me. So what is she doing?
Right? Like, yeah. It's like you definitely want to build it a little bit more solid.
big shit, man. Like, let them figure you out for who you are, and that's what dates are for. Like, it's literally just making a personal setting
Facts.
for you to figure each other out.
So how many dates, right? Before you feel like, I know it varies, but how many dates do you feel like you need to get before you feel like a person is like, oh yeah, I can be in a relationship with them?
I'd probably say about 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Okay,
Yeah.
we're in the same boat. Three for me.
3 or 4.
2 or I'm gonna say 2 or 3, not 3 or 4.
Yeah, you gotta keep definitely see each other, but you also want to you want to test it out in different settings
Of course,
because you want to see how people respond to certain stuff.
of course.
I mean, I'm not saying deliberately go out your way to create scenarios where bad things can happen, but you don't always want to kind of associate yourself
You
in different settings.
definitely want to see if the person is battle tested,
Yeah.
but that might be a little extreme. Like have y'all fake get robbed or something.
Oh yeah, that's really extreme.
Yeah,
And turn around, you end up winding up and getting robbed for real.
yeah.
But nah, like you want to just try different things out and put yourself in different areas because like for example, if you went dancing for 2 date nights,
Mm-hmm.
typically the results will nearly be the same.
Right.
But like opposed to going out dancing, having dinner at home, and going mini golfing or whatever, like in different settings, it's just like it kind of it keeps things more interesting, and different conversations, different bonds, different things that could possibly come up positively. But you're also putting yourself around different people and the scenarios that they can come up with because, like I said, that there is the environment in itself.
Right.
So, you never know what'll happen, but you just want to, test things out to see how they respond. Of course, that's going to come with the questioning as well. Like, so what would you do? Or what is it that you like? What is it that you dislike?
Mm-hmm.
And then, depending on the response, you can go further or, okay, well, how would you respond with that? So.
I feel like we would have to be in a situation though.
Oh, true.
Because asking somebody calm.
True.
The
true test is definitely when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, well, that remains to be seen. I mean, I like your response, but,
right? Yeah, we'll see.
But like that's the roll of the dice. Then at that point,
it is. It's always gonna be some type of roll of the dice. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I would say about three dates. It depends because it depends on how the dates are like scheduled too.
Mm-hmm.
If they're like around the same time frame, like they can't be like 3 or 4 dates spread out. Like we dated today, February the 25th or something. We dating, and then we don't date again until like March the 15th. That's the second date, like 2-3 weeks later. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's gonna be like, all right, nah, this might not work.
Yeah, you just cashed it out already.
Yeah.
So, so what do you think that keeps a good foundation in between those times?
I feel like because it's like
there's still gonna be like a little more text play.
I guess I think be something, right?
I think typically of course,
phone call.
That's part of the dating process.
Because I feel like you gotta showcase like the skills that's going to be on display in the relationship. I feel like consistency should be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
hey, what's up? Like, yeah, I'm at work, man. It fucking sucks, and make them laugh or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and just like
Yeah, well, I could take now. I've grown to not be such a big texter anymore. So I don't know how long texting would be able to like. So you have date night number 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your timetable for date night number 2?
What do you mean, like how far apart?
Right. Like date night number one was on the said Friday.
Mm-hmm.
First of the month. Friday is the first of the month. When is date night number two? When do you feel like that should occur?
I'd probably say within another month.
Okay.
I mean, people, depending on how your life is set up, because, I think that's a reasonable amount of time, given that work and everything like that, or whatever it is you got going on, at least try to get it one day out of the month.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You more lenient than me. Because I would say, like, within 2 weeks, we at least have to be talking about a second date.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. I can get with that.
It don't got to be concrete, but we need to at least be like
just put it out there in the air.
Right. Yeah, because I feel like so much can happen in a month.
Yeah, we'll see. Like in a month, that's just like a set date. I plan on having a set date for that within a month.
Okay,
but
okay, yeah.
After 2 weeks, it's just like bringing up another one. Like, well, did you enjoy the first date, or we gonna have another one?
Yeah,
yeah. Like, you're inquiring at that point.
Got to at least like yeah, hey, you like to do this? Because I was thinking about doing this one night. You can, you know what I'm saying? You can link up, join through, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's like I don't know. I just feel like life is so fast paced right now, and I feel like the longer you take, somebody else is just
swoop on.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And it is.
So it's like I'd be super confused about like
people. They stray. They get very disinterested
fast.
Yeah.
And it's because people got a lot of options. Like that's one thing social media has done. Social media has opened up the option floodgates for people.
Like shit.
And it's like you literally you can find like the person you really want. Let's say like a female's looking for a certain type of guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all right, since us two is here, let's use us two as an example. Let's say a female is looking to like date a guy like you. Let's say you're outgoing, strong personality, you're super funny, laid back, cool, et cetera, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a slow process for y'all to start dating. Meanwhile, I come along and I'm similar to you, but I'm lacking maybe one or two of the things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm not that funny. Maybe I don't have such a strong personality. I can get a little boring sometimes or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because I'm fast paced, people tend to do stuff like, oh, well, I'll settle for him right now until he get his act together.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why.
I think it's because it's just forcing people to jump right then and there because they don't want the feeling missing out.
Right.
That what if.
Right.
So.
And then it's just like what you want at that moment. Do you want to put to heat up this sandwich, do you want to put it in the microwave or do you want to put it in the oven? The oven's going to take a little bit longer.
But the quality is going to be great.
Right. The microwave is going to be quick, but that's radiation.
Mm-hmm.
They not all the way healthy for you. So, I mean, it just really depends. But, so we did the first date and the second date and a bunch of other scenarios. So all right, so let's swing it back to like the Bachelor pad, right? So we talked about like jacuzzis and pools. We talked about like the furniture. We talked about the land and things of that nature. So we basically talked about the structured side of dating.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's like briefly talk about the bachelor side. Like as far as like you having like multiple dealing with multiple females. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if you weren't pursuing a committed relationship and you were just like talking to 3-4 girls at a time and stuff like that, would the crib still be set up this way, like in a structured, settled down way? Because I feel like we describe how the crib would be if we were like dating to settle down,
Mm-hmm.
like that kind of bachelor, versus like a guy who just is 35, 36, and he just, I don't want to get married. So would your crib be any different if you realized like you didn't want to get married? Would everything be based around you at that point, and females
Yeah.
would just have to?
So everything that I explained before of what I would have in my crib is typically based off of me.
Okay.
Like this house is a representation of who I am,
Mm-hmm.
and so that there's part of the transparency. When you walk in there, it's either you enjoy it and you like it or you don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, because if you try to build something up according of how you think that woman is gonna like enjoy it, you playing yourself along with you playing her.
Okay.
You're telling a lie to achieve something, and if she happens to like it, you gotta keep acting at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're trying to keep her there, because you're not sure if she's going to like the real you, if that's not the real you, or if the real you is not better than what she's experiencing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But so my crib is definitely just is going to be a full representation of me, just like how the dinner and everything is going to be, the dinner setup and all that is a representation of me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be, not per se set up for me.
Okay.
It is to please you. But these are my ideas. This is also something that I do enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, my crib is definitely still gonna be set up the same way, because you're learning about me without me having to really talk.
Facts.
You're saving conversation. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? The obvious things. Now the only things that are gonna come up from conversation really is, well, how did you get into this? What made you buy that?
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting. Tell me about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That builds more conversation and everything. And now she's reading you. She's, educating. She's getting educated on you.
And your thought
And then also,
process.
yeah, and then also, she's able to witness you articulate these things, which also then brings an attraction to her. So,
So let me ask you a question. Like, so if you're pursuing women just to sleep with them, will all of that even matter to you though?
just to sleep with them. Yes and no.
Okay.
Because again, you're gonna have, if you're trying to get them, you're gonna need bait.
Of course.
You're gonna have to find something to attract them
Right.
somehow. It has to be something that they're gonna want. Unless you just got the looks and just have to be there, it has to be something.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, like, depending on it also really does depend on the type of woman you're dealing with. You're gonna want her to be comfortable. Like, come on now. Like, there are some women that don't care, but then
There's a lot.
there's the woman who just want to feel comfortable. Like, yeah, man, like, this is a safe space. This is comfortable and all that. I gotta feel like I don't feel exposed.
Mm-hmm.
I feel secure.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got worried about it being too hot or too cold or whatever, And then on top of that, like, the setting of where you are builds the euphoria of the moment.
Right.
So, that does, to me, it does matter a little bit.
Yeah.
But I just don't think you would have to try as hard because you just got that one and done mission.
Yeah. Or I just feel like it's not as like nowhere near as much pressure on you.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're trying to pursue a committed relationship, that's potentially going to be a lifelong, life-changing thing. Versus like you just trying to have sex with somebody. That's like basically playing basketball. You're just shooting the shot, hoping it goes in, and if it doesn't, you're just gonna skip on to the. You know what I mean?
Now, unless she also has that same mission in mind, like y'all in agreement, or just so happens that she feels the same way, then half of the work, yes, already is done.
Yeah,
You're fractioning a fraction already.
Yeah, you're like you're prolonging it yourself at that point.
Yeah.
I think my crib would be slightly different because pursuing a relationship earlier, I kind of described my crib in like a compromising kind of way. But if I wasn't pursuing a relationship, my crib would be a lot of like what the basement is now. You know what I mean? It would be like a little bit more catered to a man's perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with the model wall and the video vixen wall, obviously the positive quotes and the artwork. And if I'm pursuing like a relationship, like I wouldn't have like vixens on the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it would be like little small things like that. Like, oh, I ain't about to mess with no chick. Well, let me put these chicks on this wall. You know what I'm saying? These. So that would be like probably the only difference, I would say. And probably no jacuzzi now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know. But, you know, other than that, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The date process, the thought process, you know.
So for anybody who's out there looking, say,
Yeah. Are you looking?
I mean, I am, but I'm not. It's almost like when it comes to me kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to force anything too much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would hope to find somebody that I actually can have that with. But, you know, sometimes when you just go looking in certain places, you're going to pick up quite a few bad apples along the way.
That's true.
So, and I've had my share of bad apples.
Yeah.
And it's just like, nah, man, like, you know, but I mean, I'm still out there. It's just like, it's kind of like where the chemistry goes, you know what I'm saying? Like, let the natural flow of things be what it is.
Okay.
So, you know, I do probably have to try a little harder, you know, just to try like to initiate conversation. Like, hey, man, you know, you're part of my interest right now. You're my sights. I see you, and you know, I want to see where we can go with this kind of thing. But other than that, like, it's just like, you know, I'm laid back, and you know, if it comes, it comes, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hope, but that doesn't mean that I don't hope that it comes soon. That's always in the back of my head.
Yeah, you know every passing day, every year you get older.
Like, when will it happen? And all this other stuff, you know, because I got plans, man. I got hopes and dreams for a relationship and family. You know, family and all that shit. Yeah, man, I would like to accomplish all that, you know, and like everything that I'm accomplishing for myself, I would like to be able to share that.
Right.
So, you know,
that's dope. Yeah. Relationship wise, I'm not really looking technically. I wouldn't close the door on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I feel like love is like a once in a lifetime thing. So it ain't like you could just be out here turning people down willy nilly and thinking, you know, love just gonna be. You know what I'm saying? If I felt like the situation was right, I probably would change my mind. I would be open to it. But at this moment, just kind of focused on what we're trying to build.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a lot that we working towards right now, and that's like everybody's main focus.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's typically like how I'm trying to carry it now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where I'm going with my career and everything, I don't know who it is that I might meet. I might find that woman in my career.
Facts, which is what you want. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see it, especially like in fitness. Like I've seen so many fitness couples. Like it makes me think like did they meet along the journey or did they meet and had the journey together?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like I don't know, but like I try to stay optimistic about stuff like that. So it's just like you never know. Like I feel like I have to go ahead and keep living my life. Obviously, just keep moving on, and it's just like it's waiting for me to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I want it, but I have to keep taking those steps and actually get to that destination.
Right.
So but like I said, there's always those thoughts in the back of my head, like when, you know what I'm saying? But
be patient. It will happen.
That's the human shit.
Facts. It will happen ASAP. So I guess that'll do it for this podcast.
Yeah, I felt like we covered quite a bit of good ground out there.
Yeah, this one also went very quickly to be as long as it is. Time is flying today.
Indeed.
So, because we're approaching an hour and a half, and that doesn't even feel like it's an hour and a half.
It didn't. Felt like it was 30 minutes. For sure.
Yeah. So, this is another Breaking the Narrative podcast, BTN for short. I'm Teddy.
And I'm Mark Anthony.
And we are out.